We should do that, like Afghan. Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Here's us just brainstorming ideas for the next time.
I love it.
All the time,
I
guys.
love it.
We're like so.
We're like just getting on there, like,
and we're so like.
rolling it.
What's the word? Oh my god, I forgot the word.
What is it?
We're so invested.
Oh, we are
Invested in this
With
because of
time.
you guys, because we love you guys, and because we're getting such nice, amazing messages and supports
I know,
and
I
calls.
love it.
Okay, my favorite is calls, and eventually, like we'll.
I get so
probably-
excited when we
Yeah.
talk to. Eventually, what we want to do is actually have live calls.
And that's like the goal, the end goal, and
So
like due to
guys,
privacy.
guys, there'll be so much juicy stories.
Live.
Like you will hear these people talking, sharing their problems.
It hits you differently when you actually
Hear their voice.
Exactly. So like the
gonna be
few
so
besties that we have
nice.
spoken with.
I know,
So nice.
It was just so nice to know that people are like trusting us and telling us and like, asking not only for our advice, but like it just feels amazing. Like this is the goal.
Love to have you guys.
This is the goal. Like even we are just learning so much about. There's so many crazy things out there.
Yeah.
Guys, it's insane. Anyways.
Hi.
Again, we forgot to say hi. 'Cause look how excited we are to be in this show talking
And to be
you
here
guys.
with you guys. Like
We
this
are
feels-
so excited.
This feels like us, and this
This
feels
feels
like we're together.
This feels home, right? It feels so nice and just
I love it.
being involved with you guys and talking nonstop.
And we're no one here like to say that we know everything, we know it all, or we do it all right.
Yeah,
It's
we're
not, like,
learning.
we're literally learning as we speak, like you said, right? Or sometimes we hear these stories and we're just like, what an eye opener, or like, oh yeah, like really, what would I do in a situation like this, right?
Or things
So it
that
puts in
like we were
perspective.
always wrong about that we think like, oh my God, this is another way to look at it. I think we were wrong at that time when we were thinking about the situation like that. So
Yeah.
there's so many, like you said, ways to think about it. But yeah, let's start and jump into our topic today, which is
One of our besties, again, one of our actual besties, like one of our friends.
one of her friend is getting
we know
married.
is getting married. So congratulations.
We're so happy for her, but there is some situation
There's a
here.
bit of a situation. So when she first, was getting married, getting to know this individual, everything was great. And now that their wedding is very soon, in
This
couple
is a
of
love
months-
marriage. Sorry,
Yes.
not to cut you off. I just want to give you a little bit of
They have
backstory.
known each other for a couple of years, and they're happy, and they're such a cute couple, mashallah. But now that they're getting closer to their wedding in a couple of months, they actually have to now move. Like she has to move in with her in-laws, or just with her mother-in-law, right?
Just mother-in-law,
Just
yeah.
the mother-in-law.
The siblings are married, so
Exactly,
it's just the
so-
mother in the house, and
And it was never like something that was raised to her before. It was always like, yeah, no, my mom's independent. My mom can live on her own. She actually prefers living on her own. But I think
as the
wedding
days
is
getting closer, the
I
guy is
think-
having anxiety, and
and he feels bad and guilty for leaving his mom there. But I also feel like it's such a big news for the girl, because now she's like, this is like,
You
I'm
never
so
told me
excited
this,
to like
yeah.
start my new home, have my own like private life, like do my own things, but you never told me, and now you're throwing this thing at me. And they're so like understanding and so good
they're
with each
so
other.
in love, guys. It's so cute.
It's a hard situation. Obviously, she knows that we're going to talk about it. She did allow us to bring this up and talk about it. And I think that's what we're going to talk about, like being in a situation like that,
or
living
being
with your
pressured
in-laws,
to
or-
live with in-laws, and
or
it's-
sometimes choosing to live with your in-laws, because I think there are people
That choose this
that
to
choose to, especially when they get married
it's
younger.
very rarely nowadays, Lita, because I know a lot of people want their privacy
Yeah.
life, and like especially if they want to have family, some kids down the road. It's just not the same as it was like back in the day. I always say
I feel
that
like though back in the days it was not an option. You just automatically, it's the default. You get married, you live with the in-laws. Like
at least
doesn't
one of the
matter-
boys take the parents. or
Yeah,
something.
it doesn't matter like if you're, the siblings are all single. It doesn't matter how many people live in that house. You get married, you come in. Doesn't matter how many,
It was so normalized that, like you said, they didn't have any option. It's like right away come
And
in. You could not speak like, I want to live alone.
Yeah,
Like,
and sometimes it was like multiple brothers with like their wives.
Yeah, the
So it's
whole-
multiple wives living, like with
in one
with kids
household.
in one household. And I'm sure there's beauty in there too. There's really nice, like I remember we talked about this once, like in one of our episodes talking about raising kids back home and versus now, and you talked about being raised around family and the cultures there. Like I get there's
think
pros.
easier, and I think it's better over there. Like and
them to do it
for
like
them to
that?
do it, or back in the day than now. I think over
feel like now
here
there's a
it's
lot more
so
pressure.
much harder. Because think about it, like women here work, you know, as much as even if they don't work, the lifestyle, if everything they
no,
have
but
here,
just the
and
work or the other pressure.
especially if the you know, if that the guy has siblings, you know what the girl would always be thinking, the newly married girl will be like, I don't need to. Why am I doing it? I don't need to be the only one
Cooking
taking
or
care of
doing
your mom.
this,
Basically, that's what
Oh,
she's looking at it, right? She's not looking at it as like living, like, you know, it's fine, but she's looking at it. Why am I the only one doing it? Why is your other siblings not doing it? That's the main cause or the main problem.
What his concern comes is like they've already built their life. So it's harder for my mom to move in, whereas we're just starting this life. So maybe it's an easier transition. But I feel like it's such a hard, like, piece of information to give to her at this point, right?
It's hard.
But it's also hard for her to say no, or for him to say no.
And everybody looks at this differently because, like
And
we
there's
said
no
in the
right or wrong,
beginning,
right?
there's not right or wrong, because in the beginning we said like some people prefer that because maybe they're happier, or I don't know about
and
here.
even that extra helps sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
And also it depends on what kind of relationship you have with your husband and your in-laws.
That's
I think
true.
it makes it so much easier. But mind you, we see a lot of, like, you know, in-law dramas that happens a lot online.
It does.
That, you know, they tell
And then they regret living with. Okay, I lived with my in-laws for 5 years, guys, when I was newly married, right? We did it for saving purposes. We both knew, my mother-in-law and I, that eventually we're going to move up because that's what the both side wanted, because you know, we both wanted that. But I was so happy in there because we were so close and we had such a good relationship and
it
good
was such a
bond.
big help too, right?
And you know what was the perfect thing in that relationship was my husband. He was a good middle person, because sometimes you need that good middle person, because
if they're like more of a mama's boy, and it's fine to be a mama's boy, but like if they're always like,
and if they don't know
defending
how
their
to,
mom,
or if they don't know how to handle a situation. I mean, for us, I'm not only saying this for social media, we never had a problem, like not even to like just even a little bit, right? But I think if there was even a little issue, my husband would handle it better. Like he wouldn't, like, I would see him more like he would not take sides.
Like, he was smart enough to make it clear in your head, and maybe I'm sure he's had that conversation with his mom too, that, you know, I'm bringing my wife in, like, you guys should like make this easier, right? Like I feel like that conversation may have been had, or
No, we just went with the flow.
went with the flow. Okay, good for you. You guys were like one of the good ones.
But
I guess.
he always knew that we would get along. Like he
That's
always
good.
knew
That's
that our personalities are very much alike.
Yeah.
So that was there, and that's why maybe he thought like we could live there even
And
for
there
longer,
are.
and like we eventually wanted to be always together, and like, you know, both sides, like I said, wanted that. But like I said, it's harder here because everybody wants to build, like, have more kids and, you know, have their own place.
My sister, you know, live with your in-laws as well, because they are the same. They have
We
the same
all
in-laws.
live in-
And
under
she
the
always
same
says the same thing. You know,
household
all
for
we
a
have
year,
heard is like great things. So that's good. I know there's a lot of successful and happy, you know, I guess joint families is what we would call them, where, you know, daughter-in-law moves in and they're happily, you know, living there, and like they're sharing the kitchen, they're sharing the house, and they're just sharing and building memories. And I feel like it's a nice thing and it can happen, but where the problem is when the wife really doesn't want to do it, and like maybe they don't have a good relationship with the in-laws,
Or
with
maybe
the
if she
mother-in-law.
starts doing it, she's like, oh my God, we're not getting along. Like, your mom is saying this to me, or
and it's too much like stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like
Or I
a
just want my
husband
own
forcing it
privacy.
in, like making sure this like works out no matter what, is actually setting up the relationship for a failure.
Yeah.
Because if you're forcing like a relationship to be built when it's not even strong from the ground, I don't think it's gonna work for them, for like two women to live together in a household.
It's hard.
It's not gonna work out.
Especially
it's very
if you
different.
think about it, once you have more kids, or you have one or two kids, and then you're building your own family, and you feel like, oh, this is getting too much on me. And, you know, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, whoever they're living with, they feel like they need more attention. So it just becomes like harder and harder, I think. I don't know. I haven't been through it, but from what I'm hearing from others, you know, on social media, like there's drama because of that reason. Like, oh, my mother-in-law interfered with like raising
I feel
my
like
kids.
if you live in the same, like under the same roof, if you hear your daughter not arguing with your son, or like it's getting heated, as a mom, I feel like you might want to step in to like help them.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not gonna come up nicely to the daughter-in-law, because because she'll be
so
like,
much-
it's none of your
yeah.
business. Like it's a conversation between me and my husband. Like, why are you interfering? And then it just gets awkward, right? Like
Yeah.
things get awkward, and then the mother-in-law or like the father-in-law, whoever lives in that house, is like they know that these people are arguing, and then they have like their mood swings. And I feel like as just women working as well, like like you said earlier, like more women work now, and like when you're getting married now, you're still working. Like you're at an age where like you're building your career, you're working hard. You have a rough day at work,
Yeah, and you come home.
you come home and you don't even care to eat. You just want to get changed, shower, and just go to
And
bed or
just get
something.
cozy
But
and
then you have
relax.
family waiting to have dinner with you, right?
Yeah.
So then you feel guilty for not.
Or think about Lita, you had a rough day, like you said earlier. You have an argument with your husband, or like just something with your kids. You're yelling at them. If your mother-in-law is living with your father-in-law, whoever, they might think, or even it could be your mom. They might think, oh my God, are they doing this because of me?
They're frustrated because I'm
that
here.
is-
I'm that
yeah.
extra. So yeah. I feel like yeah,
There could be a lot of issues,
Yeah.
which is unfortunately so sad, because I know in this situation it's hard for a mom to live alone by herself, especially if she can't, and for the son to leave her like that because she thinks that it's his duty. Because a lot of times in our culture, the boys thinks it's their duty to be with the mom. It's their duty to.
And
have
sometimes there
them.
are moms who will be like, no, like you don't have to do this. Like
Yeah.
just go live on your own. But then as an elder son especially,
Yeah.
I feel like men do feel more guilty and they say no. Like
I think
my
nowadays it's more
hideout
it's more like the younger.
now it's more the younger son that okay, I don't know. But
I've seen a lot of the younger kids more like getting involved. That no, I want to step in and like be with the mom.
I feel like as your parents age, it's every child's duty. It doesn't matter you're a girl,
I
it doesn't
think
matter
so
you're a
too. I
boy.
think everyone should come up with a solution.
With a
What should
plan
we do
together.
as like?
Why should one person take like the whole entire
But
responsibility?
I
and
always
like I'm not saying
I always tell my husband when I'm in a age like retirement age where like I don't want to live in a house anymore because I'm not able to do certain things or whatever.
Or take care of yourself,
Or
yeah.
take care of myself. I am not gonna live with any of my children, no matter how much they want it, because I know how much people like, I was different that I wanted to live with my mother-in-law, but I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any girl,
the newer
especially in the
generation, it's not
to wanna
happening.
live
We're
with
not
me.
going to be welcome. I feel like
Yeah.
our generation still accepts living with in-laws or like having
Or
our
even
in-laws
if
live
they
with
want
us.
to live with me, I will say no. I will
You're
say
going to
no.
close that door.
I'll close that door for sure. Like he
Yeah.
says, why? Like we will live with them if they want to. I say no. It's not a good idea.
Do you think it's easier for people to live with their in-laws as they get married, or is it easier for them to live alone and then like have their like move in with their in-laws later because maybe like they have to do that? Or it's
I
a hard
don't know.
question.
It's a hard
I
question.
always think
Both
about
of
it
them
because
are
I
not
haven't
easy.
experienced like I
Yeah.
haven't experienced living like I'll
Yeah.
if my parents or if my in-laws whatever.
Can you
it
say
comes
that
in a-
again?
if it does like come in that situation where we have to be there for them, we will be there as like their
course.
daughter, as the
You
daughter-in-law,
have
as the
to.
son-in-law. We will step in. Like my husband and I, we've had those conversations, like we'll have to do that and we will do it, we'll welcome them. But because I've never lived with like my in-laws before, like we visit them regularly, we've had sleepovers and all, I don't know how it feels like having to live with someone. I feel like not doing this for like the 9 years that I've been married, I'm so like used to doing my like living my life the way I do, the way I dress up at home,
Yeah.
the way I do like my chores. Like I don't have I used to have like a set
Of
time
course, there's
frame
like
of,
pros and cons. Like I said, I
Yeah.
enjoyed those 5 years because there was not even one raw moment, because there's always like entertainment. Because my sister-in-laws, they were both a lot smaller, so they would do things that was so cute, and we always enjoyed. We had fun together, like having dinner together, breakfast. So it's like
But
the
then do you
movie
feel
Hum
like you
Saath
miss-
Saath Rahe.
But
It was
then do you
literally
feel
like that.
as a newly married couple, you miss doing something.
I will say that.
Yeah,
yes,
because-
because
Did
another
you kn-
there's the pros. Those are the pros, right?
Yeah.
There's cons too. So
Yeah.
yes, you don't have as much privacy. I'll be honest, you
Yeah.
don't, because this goes with even having my own mom, living with my own mom. If it was
Yeah.
the same, like vice versa, like if it was my family too, like you don't have as much privacy.
But then I also think as a mother-in-law, it's a big change for them too.
Oh, I understand that now.
Imagine imagine now you have your kids, and then you just already said like you're not accepting
know.
your daughter-in-laws to live with you.
No,
Future daughter-in-laws?
No. I said they can come live with me.
No, you said I will not even allow them.
Did I say that? Sorry, guys. I'll
Change
take
your
that
mind.
back. Yeah, if they want,
Okay.
if they're in a situation,
need
if they're in a situation
Like
when
a
they're
1 year, 2 year push so that they can
Yeah.
get settled and like get started with their
settled, and then
life.
it just depends, right? And if they just want to, like you said, start
I
life.
think there's a saying in Dari, like Farsi Dari, duriu dusti.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, I think I would say that, for
Yeah.
my, future kids, or whenever, if it's destined to be, if I have a daughter-in-law, like if I have a son and if I have daughter-in-law and all, I will do my very best to help them get started with their life. Like, if it's paying
But you
down
won't
like
let them
a
come
down,
to.
yeah, I think I wouldn't let them, because I have my own personality, and
Yeah.
I'm the nicest person ever.
Yeah.
But we,
Sure.
as human beings, we have our own ups and downs. We have our mood swings. We
Yeah.
have our way of living.
Yeah.
I am like the more like type A kind of person who likes things a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's moving in with me, I'll be as flexible, as nice, and as respectful
And
of their welcoming. But then I'll also feel uncomfortable in my own home, right? Because now I have to make adjustments to my lifestyle, to my way of doing things,
Yeah,
because
'cause-
I don't want this person to feel unwelcomed, right? So then why would I accept that? Like, why would I want to go through that? Right? So I feel like if you're looking at it from a mother-in-law's perspective, it is a big thing for them too.
That's true. I
To
never-
accept
yeah.
your daughter-in-laws to live with
It's
you.
hard both
Because
ways, though.
imagine two women like running a kitchen.
But
Imagine
it's
two
hard
women, like-
to. It's in that way. It is hard.
It is hard both ways. Like, we always, I
Because-
think, reason why I want to talk about it is we always focus on a daughter-in-law, like it's so hard, it's so hard. But I feel like as a mother-in-law, it's hard for a lot of mother-in-laws to
that's what- I
accept
love
that,
that.
right? Because thinking
Yeah.
about it, even for myself, it would be such a big adjustment for me,
Wow,
whether I'm living as a daughter-in-law with someone, or whether
Because
I'm
we always
I'm
think that a
mother-in-law.
mother-in-law should be happy that their son lives with them. But you're
Yeah,
right.
But imagine, it's a huge change.
is a
right?
change.
Like, it's
Look
a
at-
new person coming to your house, especially if they have their own other kids. Now they have to make sure they respect you and love you and show you, give you enough attention like they do to their other kids, because you don't want to feel like they know you've left your family, you just got married
And
to
they
this
don't- you
family.
don't wanna feel
They don't want to
left
feel
out,
like
make you
they don't
feel
want you to
left
feel like an
out.
outsider and all.
That's a very nice way to look at it, because we always assume that mothers would love their son to live with them. Till they're
Yeah.
like old and they're-
Maybe I'm not a boy mom, and I'm saying that maybe when I become a boy
I don't
mom,
know.
I'll be like, no, I want my son to live with me.
No,
but
I don't think
I don't
so,
know. I
but-
just feel like that's just my personality and my take at it.
Yeah, and like we
And,
said, some
we've-
people are different.
Yeah,
but
and we've said this to our best friend, to our friend too. You have a few months till your wedding. Get in a good relationship. Get on the good side with your mother-in-law. Like, get to know her. And sometimes I feel like just the mother-in-law title.
But if
or
Lida, if
sister-
she doesn't want to live with anybody, she doesn't want to live with her too, right? It's not about that sometimes. But anyways, I hope like this is something that we cannot give advice to.
We
'cause
can't, yeah. And
we will not give
and
advice.
it's funny
to
because we both have different experiences, right? Like, I've never lived with in-laws, you have.
Yeah.
And it's really easy for me to say, yeah, don't do it, or like, go get your own place or whatever.
and for me
you to
too,
say,
because
yeah,
I
it worked out
live, but
perfect
then
for you.
now I'm-
But
yeah.
you never know with other
exactly, and
how-
also like now I have my own life, right? Too, so
And which one would you choose?
I'll be honest, living on my own is a
It's
lot better
different.
because now I have 3 kids. Like,
can
imagine being in
live
a
with-
bigger household. Like, I just couldn't do
hard,
too.
yeah.
You just can't do it, no matter who it is. It's not just my mother-in-law. Like, I couldn't even do it with my own family. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do too many
I
people.
like that you said that, because even just sleeping over, sometimes my mom complains that like, you guys don't come sleep over, and it's not just like I don't want to go to my parents' house sleep
Yeah.
over. It's like the packing, and then just the comfort, and like all of the
Yeah, you
extra
just- I
things.
just love your
And
own
then once
place.
you live in your home is just your home. Like,
Yeah.
it's your comfort place. I get homesick even when I go on vacation.
I
I'm
know.
enjoying the good food. I'm enjoying the
soon as
weather.
you open your door,
I'm enjoying
you're
the
like-
nice weather and the nice like comfortable beds. But then I miss
your
home,
house.
because your home is your home, right?
Yeah,
So.
everything. Anyways, I think we talked enough. We could sit here and talk for hours and hours about this. Thank you guys for watching again. We love you guys.
And drop your comments and your suggestions on how a situation like this could be handled for our beautiful friend.
Take care until then. Bye.
Bye.